Well, hi everyone, this is DJ from Musictech Australia, and we're just going to have a really quick look at a pretty cool function that I like inside Cubase 8. And this is called key commands. So what are key commands? Well, they're basically keyboard shortcuts, and what they can do is help your workflow and increase the speed of your workflow inside any Cubase project with just the push of a button. So let's pull up our transport panel. Let's have a look at that. So this is this little guy here. Now currently, if I want to go forwards and backwards in my song, I've got to go down to my transport panel, hit the rewind, and cause that to happen and that to happen. Now that's all fine if I've got access to a mouse, but if I'm holding a remote keyboard, I might be standing inside the vocal booth myself if I'm doing my own recording, so I'm using a Wi-Fi setup with my keyboard, and I don't want to have to carry around a mouse and screw around with all that sort of business. So what I've done on my keyboard is created a shortcut to the fast forward and rewind. So firstly, I just use the arrow key to go forward. So I'm not using my mouse. I'll just take the mouse away so you can see that. And also I use the reverse arrow to go backwards. I did the same thing with going forwards and backwards in just bar increments. So use the plus symbol to go forward, use the minus symbol to come back. So really simple. Now it doesn't just stop there. You can almost effectively use your keyboard shortcuts or key commands to shortcut any action inside Cubase, including audio processors, everything. So it becomes an absolutely awesome tool. Okay, so where do we find key commands and how do we assign them? Very simple. Go up to the File menu tab, go down to the section called Key Commands, and that opens up this massive grid. And you can see that Cubase have gone to a lot of trouble giving us access to every aspect of the program. Right, so with our grid open, we simply go over, well, firstly we find the action that we want to affect. So in this case, we want to assign a fast forward shortcut key. Now I've already done that, and it's up here in the form of a full stop. I'm just going to remove it so I can repeat the process for you. So it's under the transport bar. So Cubase have categorized everything in their standard menu and folder drop downs. And once you find the relevant folder, transport bar in this case, it has all the commands that are on the transport bar featured there. I simply find the fast forward, go over to my assign area, find my key that I want to assign it, and go OK. Now we can see that that arrow key, well effectively it's the full stop key, but because I don't want to hold shift every time, I'm calling it the arrow key. Yeah, so great. I can now move fast forward and rewind very quickly in my project. Now it just doesn't stop there. We can assign key commands to lots of different aspects. So I'm just going to pause the video for a moment and load a MIDI file into the track, and then we'll look at what we might be able to do with some of those aspects. So we're back, and we've got a MIDI file loaded in. This is a great little tune called Soul Kind of Feeling, courtesy of Hit Tracks. Good MIDI file company down in Melbourne. Alrighty, so a key command that's really functional and usable here. I love to use it in the drum area. So let's just open up the drum editor and let's look at a kick drum. So there's a kick drum, and what I've done is I've got a shortcut keyboard. In this case, it's the letter A on my keyboard for all, which will now select every event or every note within the same octave of the MIDI event. So you're saying, well, why do I want to do that? If I want to quickly change my kick drum from the good old C to the B, I can just highlight them all, move them down. Or if I want to change the length of all of the notes in one pass, I can do that without affecting everything else. Now you could always do that before, but to select them, you had to either drag your mouse along like that, or go up into the selection protocol up here and select equal pitch in same octave. Now you can see the letter A, and that's what I've assigned as my shortcut for that. So I don't have to do that every time. Just click on that with the letter A. So once again, to do it, we go to File, Key Commands, and Cubase has already predicted where we want to go because we've got that editor open, and it is equal pitch in same octave. Find it there, click in there, assign your key, and you can see that I've got the letter A up there. So I'll remove it just for the sake of the video. Click inside the box, enter the letter A, assign it, go OK. And now that function, I click the first one and it's done. If I want a hi-hat, click that and it's done. So that, I think, is absolutely awesome. So you can have fun with key commands and shortcut your workflow so that you can work quicker and more efficiently on Cubase and feel like you're more in control of the program than the